Welcome back to Channeling Luxury. So my goal today is to score 2 Hermes Quota bags in one day. Wish me luck and I'll let you know how it goes.
No.
No, we don't have in your size.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Channeling Luxury. So earlier today I had said that I was going to try to score 2 Quota bags in Paris. So the way I was trying to do that is I actually did get lucky through the lottery system and got an appointment and accidentally put in my daughter's passport instead of my own. So I had a little bit of a hiccup there, but I was able to get through that when I got there. But they didn't have any Birkin, Kelly, or Constance, no BKC. And because I'm in Paris in August, those of you coming in August, it's always hit and miss. They get shipments like every other day instead of every other day because a lot of the stores just don't. Basically, the country's on vacation for the month. I mean, most of the country. So I don't want to say most, but a lot of. So certainly the house is, and they're just not sending the same volume. So for the sake of if you happen to get a lottery call, which I was very surprised to get an appointment, if that happens, it is possible you'll get there and they have nothing. And that's what happened today. Also, I had an end of day appointment. When that happens, that's usually not a good thing because the chances of them having a bag are lower. So I did get 1 Quota bag today, and that was because I had an appointment with my sales associate who I developed a relationship with last summer when I was here. And I will show you what I picked up. So this is my baby haul from Paris, and if there's anything else, I'll certainly add to it. And if I do get lucky in the next 10 days while I'm still here, I will add to this video before it's posted and show you what else I picked up. So I'll get started. All right, so you probably also noticed I have some stuffies behind me. I tried to convince my daughter to not ask me to record a video with stuffed animals, but that's what happens when you travel with a child. So she asked me to keep these guys in, so they are our company for the day. So let me show you what I picked up. First of all, I think I like the box more than I even like the hat. This is the coolest hat box. Its shape is oval. It's really cool. Don't laugh, those of you who maybe don't like hats or are Parisian, and laugh about those of us who like berets, but this is actually my first one. I was told this is the only store, the only region you can even buy these in, and they're almost sold out. So I thought it was pretty cute. It's a little bit big on me, but nevertheless, this is my pickup from the George V store. I also picked up these sandals. I really wanted the color in tan, the sandal in tan. They were totally sold out, so I picked up the white one. I almost grabbed a pair of black sandals with kind of a stainless looking rhinestone that looked bluish, but I changed my mind at the last minute. I just think the satin part of the sandal would have been uncomfortable, but if I can find a photo, I'll put it up on the screen. I did pick up this belt wallet, and it's an Etaupe wallet. I wanted to get an Etaupe wallet for a really good friend of mine, and this is literally the only thing that all of the stores in Paris had because they were checking the inventory for me. So I hope she likes it. If you get this and you've seen my video, you know where it came from. My sales associate was kind enough to offer this mini Evelyn, and it actually has, let me try to find it here, a very cool strap, and it's probably maybe my most favorite part of this bag is the decorative mosaic strap. So it has pink, brown, yellow, and like a tan color. I love this color. It's a beautiful pop of color when you're just, you want an easy, simple bag. I have a couple of Evelyns in different colors, like fuchsia, tan, or Etaupe, black, and I'm excited to add this one to my little baby growing Evelyn collection. So that was pretty cool. pretty cool pickup. They also had light blue and one called copper, which I thought would be kind of more like a gold, like the gold color, but it was too red. So we passed on that one. And then I was able to pick up the 4 of these. I know you're probably wondering, like, why did she buy a little tin can or something? Those of you familiar with the house, you know that there's some stores you can get these some time of the year, and they're actually like champagne or other type of glasses. And what's really cool is because they are sterling silver, your drinks, even right now, this is cold, but your drinks stay cold, and you can, and they stay bubbly longer. I know it sounds weird, but you can check it out on Google. I'll also post a couple of links, but that really does happen with actual silver. And yeah, so I got 4 of these, kind of a personal house treat, I guess. I think they're very cool. By the way, I don't like to play this Hermes game and buy stuff just for the sake of getting a Quota bag, so you will not see me doing that. If I am picking something up, it's because I actually liked the piece. I picked up this. I know some of you will say you probably could have gotten this on the real for like $1,000 off. I'll tell you, I did try actually for quite a while, and so this is the white gold and diamond ring, and I will put this up on the screen so you can see which one it is. And fits me perfectly. It's size 50, which, believe it or not, in the States is really hard to find. And I think it looks really delicate and just beautiful on. So I was really happy to find this piece here. And let me think. There's just a couple of other items, actually. Just 2 ready-to-wear pieces. This is one of my favorite colors, purple and green. This is a little cashmere hoodie that has cap sleeves. So this one here with a lot of texture. And I also picked up this mini skirt in the same color. And they only had this one in a 34 and 36. So I actually didn't try it, but I'm a pretty true 34 in Hermes. And I'm a pretty true 38 in the skirt, and that's what this is. So hopefully I'll be in good shape. Otherwise, I'll be running back there tomorrow to return these. And then I did get one Quota bag. And so here's what they had. I told them that I wanted a Birkin or a Kelly in a size 25 or 30. And my sales associate, he said, you do not want a 30. It's going to be so big on you. And he actually sold me my first Kelly. And I have a video on how I got my first Kelly when I didn't have an appointment and I knew no one. I do have that video up. So take a look at it if you're interested and you're coming to Paris. But this is the one that I picked up today. So he offered me a black Togo Birkin 25 with gold hardware. I'm not a huge gold hardware fan. You're going to be like, wait, what, when I show you this bag? And then also he had a dark blue, which I really love, but I want an ostrich dark blue badly. So I decided to just not get that one. And then for the Kellys, there were 3 different Kellys. One was black with palladium hardware, which is what I have now. So I didn't obviously go for that. And then the other one was gold in a really soft leather with palladium hardware, which I think is a really awesome contrast. But the type of leather, it's, for me, I love soft leather, but it's too delicate. And it was thick soft leather, which I know sounds contraindication, but it really was. So I didn't actually see that one. They only bring out one at a time, and they don't generally even like you to see. In my store where I go with my associate, he doesn't say, oh yeah, here's a Birkin. Oh yeah, you didn't like it, here's another one. It's like he'll tell you what he can give you or offer to you. And then if you accept, then you go into the private room, or if there's no one around, you stay in the public room, and then they show you the offer and you can decline or not. But it's not like this has been my experience. I even actually asked him today, well, what if I wanted, like I saw this one and I think the other leather is better. He's like, nothing I can do. So, and he's a very, very kind gentleman, by the way. So it's not him. He basically said that, pick from what I'm telling you, and I'll give you all the details and use the watch straps to make your decision on the leather color. So I did, and I went with the classic that I don't have, and I have been asking my sales associate for this in California for probably like 4 years with a decent spend. I mean, this little bracelet watch is from her. A lot of my other pieces are from her. And I've picked up like the Birkin 30 Touch that I have another video that you'll see if you want to take a look at that one. So it's not like she hasn't offered me really nice bags. She has, but when I ask for the consistent classics, I'm not able to get them. But I am able to get them sometimes here, and I was really hoping to pick up an exotic Constance at my appointment, and she even didn't look like that was too far-fetched, but nevertheless, what I did get here I'm super excited about it, a gold with gold hardware, Kelly 25, and I know this is the bag that a lot of people have, and you're like not all that excited about it maybe, but I think it's beautiful, and it's an awesome neutral, and it even goes well with black. I think it's a perfect summer and winter color, or summer and fall color. What I really like about this, even though it has gold hardware, which if you watched any of my videos, you know I don't like gold hardware. What I like about it is the hardware against the gold bag doesn't look gold to me. It's not brassy gold. It looks more rose gold-ish, if that makes any sense. So I don't mind the gold hardware against the gold. In fact, I actually asked for this one if I was going to get a Kelly to see if he had it, and he did. When he said, I have a 25 with a Kelly 25 in gold with gold, I said, yes, and I didn't. Last time, the bag that I really wanted, by the time he went to go get it, it was already gone, but they were so scarce today with customers that it was super easy. He's like, don't worry, you know. I said, can we go get the bag now before someone else grabs it? Because that's what happened last time. But nevertheless, I did get lucky. I got one Quota bag. I'm not going to be back here for the rest of the year, so I can get 2 for the year. So I could still, in theory, get one. So I'm back in the lottery again. And we will see. I have about 10 more days to try to get lucky with the right passport number this time. But this is what I picked up. And, absolutely love it. Love him. I refer to my bags as him. And I think it's just beautiful. And, of course, the Kelly has the crossbody strap. And it's exactly as you would expect the interior to be. So no surprises on this bag. But I love it. I think it's beautiful. And I'm really happy to pick up a classic, which seems so hard for me to pick up, and I don't know why. It's hard for me to get the quote-unquote basic bags from my sales associate, but she'll give me like a touch, brown meal with caramel, and I'm like, I just want a basic like gold on gold. So these were my scores in Paris, and again, this is the George V store, and it is the smallest one, I believe, actually. So there's not a ton of inventory, but my experience there has been better. So these are my 3 luxury pieces and that I picked up today. Very excited about all of them. I love all of them. And if I find anything else or pick up anything else, I'll certainly create another video and show you what I was able to pick up. And if I do end up with 2 Quota bags in the same trip, I'll certainly make another video and share with you what I picked up. So thank you for watching and make it a wonderful day. Hi everyone, so my last video on the Hermes Paris attempt to get 2 bags on one trip. Well, it was in one day, except that they had no more bags left, but otherwise it would have been in one day. So I learned a few things that I thought might be of interest to some of you. First of all, when I was there today, they sold me this garden party. I did not know, sorry, I'm trying to get the angle right in a hotel room. I did not know the garden party came in canvas, actually. So this is a 30, garden party 30, and it is mostly military grade canvas, is what he said, with leather detail. It's incredibly lightweight, like you can toss this around with your pinky. It doesn't have any pocket inside like the leather garden party. And I'll show you what the inside looks like. So the inside is canvas also. You take off the stuffing and you can see it's just canvas here. So this one was €14.90, which for us in the US is $1,490 now. It's pretty close to that. It's about $15.20, I think. Palladium hardware or silver hardware. It may not be palladium on this bag. And then the bottom is also leather. You can see here. So I inquired about a few things. One, I was asking, basically, I was picking up a gift for a friend. And I said, do you have any garden parties? How many of us have gone to our boutique that we've spent tens of thousands of dollars in and asked for one and they say, oh, we don't have any. It's like you're pulling teeth, right? The same thing happened with the Evelyn. Do you have any? Yeah, I have a black, I have a blue, I have a yellow. It's just not as difficult here to get other bags. And I think some of it depends on your sales associate, just like it does in the States. But the store that I usually shop in is the most competitive in the country, unfortunately. So I'm against people who are spending millions of dollars. It's really not a joke. I've watched them myself, and my sales associate said they'll come in and drop $250,000 at a time. So obviously they're going to get the nice bags, right? I also asked him today about the Himalayan shoes, the Oran sandals. They're special order here, and you just tell them your size. You put 50% deposit down, and then they're done in 10 months. And I know many of you have asked about those on other channels. I've seen the comments in Facebook groups, and I've seen the comments on other YouTube channels. So I don't know if everyone is getting them from Europe or if you've been able to special order them in the States. So the deposit's non-refundable, so make sure you have your size down. So that's an option. But I've also heard that the Himalayan sandals are not comfortable, so for what it's worth. I also asked, I just showed him a Kelly that was there, and I asked him what the color beige was and about the tricolor. And I asked him why, if they ever have these, not why, if they ever have these available for purchase, just, you know, kind of like I was offered my Kelly, but in tricolor instead. And he said, most likely it was someone's special order bag, or it is, you know, it's just, it was not what came in inventory. But I know for a fact in the States we do get the tricolor bags in inventory. And then I said, what is, you know, what, we have one of these available. And he said, this year I won't, but next year you should be able to make a special order. So just to give you a comparison, when I try to do a special order, so I'm trying to think of what my spend has been. My spend ratio has been easily 8.5 to 9 times to 1, right? So the spend ratio is like, some people say it doesn't matter. It matters. People who are honest with you at Hermès will say that as well. And so there is a ratio there, right, of spending on other things like ready-to-wear jewelry helps a lot, housewares helps a lot, and also making a bunch of small, you know, bunch of purchases like consistently, not just at one time. You make a lot of purchases and then you don't come back for 6 months. They want people who are like loyal to the brand in their theory. And I was talking today with a gentleman at Hublot who said that one of the reasons for that at all these luxury brands, because he's been interviewing at different companies, is they're trying to make sure that they're not getting resellers, right? So we know why, of course. And then he also said that he knows it's happening at Hermes, it's happening at Chanel, and we know that they're checking, cross-referencing, you know, how many you purchase, what your history with other things with the brand has been. But I asked him, I said, you know, I haven't spent that much in Paris. It's not like I'm here all the time, you know, a couple times a year at the most, sometimes once a year. And I asked him why, because my spend is really, if I were to make a special order, say with exotics, or I also asked him about an alligator, a crocodile bag, and he said, yeah, it's an option. It's an option later this year or next year. So I asked why. Probably sounded unusual, and he's a really nice gentleman. I asked him why it's okay, because in California, I mean, it's impossible. Not impossible, but it's really hard. I mean, you saw the Birkin Touch that I have picked up in the past, but is it my dream bag? No. You know, many of you said just sell it because it's not your dream bag, and you know that's definitely an option. And he just looked at me like I was a little bit he didn't understand the question. It was clear that they don't work the same way here, that getting a special order is going to be easier in Europe, in Paris, than it is where I spend a decent amount of money in California. And anyway, I just thought that was interesting. You know, he said, when you have an established relationship, he said, you're a very good client. And I said, what does that mean to you? And he said, you keep coming back to me. I mean, of course, right? If we have a contact, we're going to email them ahead of time, let them know what we're looking for. Hopefully they'll have those things in stock, or hold them aside for us for a couple weeks. I wasn't able to pick up like a beer and wallet that I was looking for a gift, and some other things. But at the end of the day, I got one garden party, one Evelyn, and one Kelly over 2 trips. So to me, that's a huge win. I was really happy, and I didn't have to spend a fortune to get it. I bought this shirt, And you saw in the beginning of this video what I picked up. To get these 3 bags, first of all, no offense to my sales associate in California, but there would have been this like nobody gets 3 bags attitude, right? Like you almost feel like they're doing something that they shouldn't to give you a bag. Well, they have them for sale and you're a good client. Why wouldn't you be able to get a purchase? It doesn't make sense. And so it's just a really different environment. I found that, one of the sales associates today at Chanel said, we use the, she said, stuck up French attitude within France. And I said, what does that mean? And she said, even the French in boutiques here want to help you if you're French because you're superior. I'm not kidding. She actually used those words. She was laughing. She's actually leaving Chanel in 2 weeks, but she was laughing about it. So she said, go to this other store and they'll have the belt ready for you. They're not doing inter-store changes, but they'll, it's down the street and they'll have it. So, I went over there and kind of got the same response from them, which I thought was interesting. But anyway, I guess my point is that if you are looking to develop, maybe some of you who are not in as competitive of places are not experiencing what I'm experiencing, but it's really frustrating. My sales associate for the last 3 years has known what I am trying to find. And yet the things she shows me are never the things I'm trying to find. And I feel some sort of obligation to get them because she held them for me, but they're not really what I'm looking for. And I've got to stop that. I know many of you have commented in Facebook groups about the same thing where you just got it, but it wasn't what you really wanted. Sometimes people say no, they decline the offer and they never get another offer. And I think that's the fear of a lot of people and myself sometimes as well, because they make you feel like they're doing you a favor. I know that Quota bags are non-commission bags for sales associates. Or I've been told that, and I have it on good authority that's the case. But they don't owe, it's not, they're not doing us a favor, right? Like, I think we all need to change the mindset about how we look at these purchases. And honestly, I think my sales associate in Paris has it right. I mean, he says thank you to me. My sales associate in California has never said that. I've actually mentioned that about Chanel as well. They'll show you through sending snow globes to your home at Christmas time. Thank you, right? But they don't hand you the bag, at least here where I live, they don't hand you the bag and say thank you for shopping with me. It doesn't happen in California at Hermes, Chanel, any of the luxury brands. But here, I just bought this little guy when I popped in. So he barely, I don't know what he made, $100 or something or less off selling me this little garden party. This totally made my day. I wanted an all leather one, but this is super cool. It's really lightweight and it'll be great for travel. And, it's really, and I know many of you have commented on this, really frustrating process to go through in the States. And so it's just something that I think we should all consider, maybe establishing, for those of you that do travel and you have relationships with sales associates in other countries, maybe that's the way to go. Because personally, I'm tired of the attitude of we are doing you a favor by selling to you. And maybe this should be a whole separate video, but I don't like it. And I know many of you don't either. And maybe I will make a separate video about it. But I think they're doing it right in Paris. And I think it's not as big of a deal for the locals to shop here. For the tourists, yeah, they're lined up like crazy, right? But locals have that connection already. And it's not so we're doing you a favor by letting you buy a $1,500 bag or allowing you to have an Evelyn. And they're not playing the game like we have nothing here. I'm sorry, but bullshit. You do. And 9 times out of 10, if I say, well, I really want this, or really, really are looking for this, suddenly it appears. And I know many of you have made those comments. So it didn't just land an hour earlier, right, for the first time we asked. And someone didn't buy it and return it in that hour. I just think they're playing games a lot of times. And I think it's a better experience for those of you really looking for Hermes things. It's a better experience. And yeah, it takes a year to establish a relationship, keep coming back to the same essay. But once you do, I think it's easier to score a bag. We'll see if next year, I'm going to remind him in like November, hey, if I come in May or June or July, we talked about a special order. I mean, I think that getting on the list and, making it clear what we want is not putting them out of their, it's not putting them out here. Whereas in California anyway, maybe you all have different experience in different boutiques, but I do read enough in the forums to think that many of you experience this. It's just different. So if you get a chance to travel, maybe you have some Marriott points laying around. I had Hyatt points, so I just came here. Consider it, honestly, and just make a connection with a sales associate and keep going back to them. I think we'll have better luck, honestly. And I'm still in the lottery. Maybe I'll still get a Quota bag, another Quota bag with this trip. I don't know. There's a couple more days left. But I'll only update the video if I do. But I wanted to share this experience and also what the sales associate told me. And he just looked at me like, why wouldn't you be able to make your own bag, a special order? He said, you're a good client. My spend is nothing here compared to what it is in the States. Like, it's nothing. 10% or maybe 7% of what it is in the States. But I can't get anything that I like there. And special order, they keep saying, oh, maybe you can do a special order. Well, when? I know many of you are in that boat. It's like playing a game. So that's why we go to resellers, because you can get exactly what you want. By the time you buy a bunch of crap you maybe didn't want, you're already back to square one anyway, right? So just get exactly the bag you're looking for and don't play the game. And a lot of people have that opinion. And honestly, I've done that a couple of times too. I have two Quota bags. I have 2 Birkins that I bought from resellers. Because I was tired of playing the game and waiting for something and buying stuff that, I would sell on the real or whatever after a few months because I wasn't really all that into it. So anyway, I hope this helps some of you looking for bags and looking to navigate the Paris experience. My suggestion is stick with the smaller stores here, not the bigger stores. And I'll do a separate video on that as well. They're friendlier. It's more homely. I know that sounds ridiculous, but what I mean by that is there's more personal touch. And it's like living in New York versus the South in the United States. There's like the smaller stores have sweet tea and kindness, and the bigger stores are more cold and, very structured and in and out, right? So, and you can see, even here, I can see the frustration on the face of the associates when someone asks a different question, or can I see something different? Whereas the smaller stores, I don't see that. So, and I've not just only worked with my sales associate, I have worked with others as well. Anyway, those are my 2 cents. Would love to know what you all think in the comments. I wasn't trying to be greedy getting 2 Quota bags. I just didn't make my second trip that I normally would have made this year. I tried to keep my spend the same so it didn't harm my sales associate in that way. And I was curious, if I did get a leather appointment at the same day that I had an actual appointment with a sales associate, would they provide 2 Quota bags? And the answer is yes, they would have. They would have, but they didn't have the one I wanted. So, and I'm trying to learn a lesson from my own mistakes and not buy stuff that I'm not super excited about. And I think many of you can relate to that. So I'm going to shut up now. I hope you find this useful. And please share in the comments what you think. Thank you.